Good morning, everyone. Today I thought I'd take a couple of minutes and just show you something that I've been putting together to help with our videos and specifically with our history series. I know I haven't uploaded anything since the 2 overviews went up. I have recently had a paper accepted for the main Assyriological conference in November, so I'm afraid everything else has kind of been put on hold while I actually write that paper, including the history videos. But this was just a quick little thing that I could throw together. Hopefully it'll be helpful. When I started studying the ancient world, I already had a pretty decent understanding of the Greek and classical periods. And I found it very difficult to try and line up what was going on in Egypt and Mesopotamia with the historical events I already knew about. So one of the things I tried to do was write out like a miniature timeline for myself, so I could keep track of what was going on when. So I thought that some of you might find something similar useful. So there's a tool called Timeline.js. I'll put a link in the description for you, that allows you to put together your own timelines, which is what I've done. So as you can see, I've got kind of two main tracks. There's the bottom one, which is world history, and then the top one, which is the ancient Near East, and that includes Egypt and Mesopotamia. I'll probably end up putting some biblical information up there, maybe some stuff from Iran, Syria, Turkey, that kind of area. But I thought it would be helpful just to have something to contextualize the things I'm talking about. So at the moment it's not terribly well populated. I've put in the main historical periods. You can see here the Ubaid period, which is part of Mesopotamian prehistory. And to navigate, it's very simple. You just click the arrow this way or this way. You can also just click into the little boxes at the bottom here. But if we just scroll forward, we've got the Uruk period, which we've spoken about quite extensively before. That's when writing came into being. And I've put, where appropriate, videos or images. So we have the first dynasty of Egypt. So that the whole point of this is so that you can see what's going on in different places at the same time. So we have the Uruk period, which is the time when the first cities were founded in Mesopotamia, and then right at the end of that we have the first dynasty of Egypt being founded, and this is the Narmer Palace, which is one of the most famous objects from that time. And I'm hopefully this week going to put up information. That's not a word. Put up information about the Lagash-Umma border conflict, which is really interesting and quite a major event in the early dynastic period that we have an awful lot of information for. And you can see that when the Lagash-Umma border conflict is happening is roughly when Stonehenge was being constructed, which honestly surprised me. I hadn't looked at the construction time, the date of construction for Stonehenge, and finding that it was when the Lagash-Umma border conflict was happening, and actually after the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed. That was quite surprising to me, but interesting to find out. If anyone here has any knowledge of Chinese history, I'd love to add some bits in there. So just leave me a message if you think there's something particularly interesting that I should be including here. And right here, this was great as well. The invention of Linear B, which is the oldest form of written Greek, comes several thousand years, well, not several thousand years, but a couple of thousand years after the invention of writing in Mesopotamia. So I'm feeling quite proud of my Mesopotamians for their awesome writing skills. So yeah, take a couple of minutes, just click through what's going on here. Hopefully it'll be useful. It gives you the opportunity to write information, as you can see in this little spot here. So as I write out and present our Mesopotamian history series, this will just get more detailed and hopefully more useful to people who, like me, have a little bit of trouble working out when things happen in relation to each other. We go all the way up to the founding of Rome, the Neo-Babylonian period, and then Babylon falls to Cyrus of Persia. So, exciting stuff all in all. I hope it's useful. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment. I've not done this for other people before, so things that make sense in my head possibly won't make sense to you, and I'd love to have some feedback. Thanks.